Hi and welcome to Whisky Shared. You're watching my review of Kilkerran 12-year-old. I'm Toby and you're watching Whisky Shared. Welcome to my review of Kilkerran 12-year-old. Kilkerran is a Scotch whisky from Campbelltown and it comes from the Glengyle distillery. The original distillery opened in 1872 but it closed in 1925. The current distillery reopened in the year 2000. This particular whisky is a 12-year-old single malt and it's lightly peated. It's made up of 70% bourbon casks and 30% sherry casks. It's 46% ABV, it's non-chill filtered and natural colour, and it retails for £52 in the UK. Should we find out what it tastes like? On to the whisky. So before I start nosing and tasting, let's have a quick look at the colour. I'd say that's like a deep gold. Really is a nice colour indeed. Let's start with a nose. So the first thing I get with this is like some vanilla. There's also some honey sweetness. I'm getting some sea salt. There's a little bit of peat funk in there. There's a hint of motor oil or grease. I'm getting some window putty. There's also some citrus orange. And there's also a little bit of marzipan in there as well. Let's move on to the palate. Yeah, this is really interesting indeed. I'm getting some red fruits, definitely some like berries, like strawberries, raspberries, that sort of thing. There's also some juicy raisins. There definitely is some sherry influence in there, as you'd expect. But it's yeah, it's not overly powering at this stage. Let's have another sip. Yeah, there's definitely some oiliness on the palate. I think the non-chill filtered whisky is really good. The fact it has some body to this whisky, I think is really nice. There's definitely some peat. There's a slight funkiness to it and a slight petrochemical vibe. But it really is nice. Let's have one final sip. Yeah, so I'm starting to get some cereal, like malted barley. There's also a little bit of biscuit, reminds me of shortbread. And there's also a little bit of heat and pepper. In terms of finish, I'd say it's probably medium length. There's definitely those red fruits. There's definitely some vanilla. There's definitely a hint of wood smoke. And yeah, I'd say there's also a little bit of sea salt as well. In terms of value, well, as I said, this is £52 in the UK. This particular one is the 2022 release, and I definitely think there's batch variation with the likes of Kilkerran. So what I get in this particular version might be different to the latest release, but they definitely have some similarities. That sort of Campbelltown vibe, that peat funk, is definitely there, but obviously the flavours might vary ever so slightly. Obviously this is £52 as I said, and when I picked this up, which was, as I said, it's the 2022 release, but I picked it up, I'm pretty sure, in late 2023, so somewhere still had stocks of this, and I don't think that the Kilkerrans are overly difficult to find, unlike the Springbanks. But I think even then, the RRP, I think, is reasonable. I think it's sometimes a little bit lower from certain retailers, not by much, but yeah, I think it can be a few pounds lower indeed. So I think this is fairly good value. I think it's a great representation of what Campbelltown can be. I love the sort of petrochemical vibe, and I think the sherry doesn't over-dominate with this. I think it adds a little bit of flavour. Those red fruits are really quite noticeable, but I think this is the sort of whiskey that I'd like to keep on the shelf at all times. Once this is gone, I'll probably replace it with another as soon as I can. And yeah, it's definitely a great introduction. It's a bold introduction to Campbelltown, and I think if you've not tried Campbelltown, although the likes of Glen Scotia are very good, I think this is also a great starting point for Campbelltown. If you've tried this, then let me know in the comments. As always, I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if there's another Kilkerran or indeed another Campbelltown that you think I should try, then also let me know in the comments as always. Hopefully you found this interesting, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. Stauncher. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, why not give it a like or a comment? And please consider subscribing for more videos like this.